I have embraced comfort. My wife and I, thermostat wars, like in my mind, anything above 72 in the summertime is just unconscionable. What? 74 degrees in this house? Are you insane?
Might as well be that. Yeah.
No, that's not a thing. You know what I
Are we
mean?
living in an active volcano? What's going on?
And that goes back to earlier, and we don't have to spend time on this, but that indulgence versus sacrifice spectrum I talked about for me. My wife and her dad and brother, like they'll put the heat at 64 and the air conditioner at 78. And I just sit there and go, yeah, no.
Yeah.
70. I will not.
70 both ways.
I will not. I will not be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So just to wrap it all up, I really, as I've gotten older and more comfortable and more tools and more technology and more creature comforts, find it boring.
Well, we read from that passage from the Tao a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
About everything is given context by its contrast, essentially. You know what darkness is because you know what light is. You know what happiness is because you know what sadness is. You know what comfort is because you know what discomfort is. And if we suddenly remove one of those poles, you're gonna lose simultaneously. You're gonna lose the other one.
Yeah.
And then you just exist in like this purgatory. In a sense.
You know what activity I've done over the last 10 plus years that I think sort of implanted something subconsciously in me that makes me want to seek out uncomfortable experiences? Hiking. Going to Colorado and going on like a 7-mile hike up a mountain. I always make the joke when we're doing it because it gets grueling at times.
Yeah.
Like we chose this.
Yeah. Well, that's how
why did we choose this? There's something about conquering your fears, staring literally at a mountain, going, "How are we going to get up there?"
Every long run I've ever done.
Yeah.
Just about every marathon I've ever run. There's always a point where you're just I signed up for this.
Yeah. I'm never going to do this again. 2 weeks later, what's my next marathon?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
I'm ready to hike. Road tripping. That also did it for us.
Well, and that's I almost want to set some kind of for us, and then hopefully if anybody listening is like, I feel this.
Yeah.
Because that's when I first started playing around with the idea. I feel this. I'm gonna set some kind of we can sit here and talk about how we don't like getting away from comfort, and then we leave and go back to our comfortable lives. Like in 2 weeks, go by and you're upset. Okay, well, we're just whatever. You talked about your trip to Poland or the trip to New Orleans, and when you guys went to when you took the trip in college, you didn't know where you were going to stay. And it makes me think of all of last year. One of the most. I mean, in college we used to do this all the time, where we just leave. Oh, it's 11:00 midnight.
Yeah,
we have a long run at noon tomorrow. Fuck it, let's take a 3-hour road trip and camp on a mountain, and then come back and we'll do the run, and then we'll sleep.
Nice.
But you do that stuff. That's like the college type of, and then you at some point you're like, can't handle that anymore. I'm too old for that.
Can't do it.
Are you, or are you just telling yourself that story? And that's rhetorical. I think the answer is the latter. It's you're telling yourself that story.
Sure.
I'm not built like that anymore. The best experience I had last year, I mean, there were a lot of great things, but the most inspired I think I got was we took a 4-day trip to San Diego. Mm-hmm. 4 days, it's not a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty short.
We flew in, we got food after we landed. We went on a 60-mile bike ride, or it might have not been that much, but it was substantial. We went just really up the coast. from San Diego up the coast. It was beautiful. You know, you're biking, there's the water, the beaches in San Diego.
I've driven that.
We went on a hike. We rented a car and drove up the coast, up through Malibu and through LA. And I got crazy sunburn. I mean, everybody got sick.
Yeah.
We weren't sleeping a lot.
Very uncomfortable.
We did so much stuff, like so much in that 4-day period.
Yeah.
We went to a concert, like a Talking Heads cover band. It was unbelievable. I mean, we got breakfast every day. We were constantly in the car, constantly in motion, constantly doing this or that or this or that. And we were exhausted.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody was fucking tired. And, you know, we're sleeping in my buddy's apartment. He's got like a 1-bedroom apartment. There's no air conditioning. It was a little hot because, you know, it was just unseasonably warm.
Right.
I mean, it was in the middle of summer, but San Diego was always,
Yeah.
it's always like 70 degrees. By all means, though, it was not, you know, wake up, have a coffee and do your thing, yada, yada, yada. And it was just the most inspiring, human I've felt in a while. Outside of, you know, taking some swings with work where you're just like, you know, you're in somebody's house or you're in somebody's, basement or in their business, like deep in the wells of whatever, and you're just this, you don't quite understand. You're getting like this really intimate, personal, voyeuristic view into their life. Like those are the moments where I just feel like a real human.
Yes. Alive.
Yeah.
It had been a golden afternoon, and I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the summer.